Hello everybody and welcome to a new City Skylines II building video. This time I will be expanding this part of the city. It's really circular, like I like. And yes, this will be the location of a new satellite. It will be the biggest circle yet. I did a little bit off camera, like you can see. Start by adding this, center line for the new circle. And it will be extending all the way to here. And this will also be the location of a new highway exit. Make use of the in-game pre-made exits. I think this one is pretty well sized. It looks, yeah, I couldn't do it. I could do it by hand, but why do it by hand if you can do, yeah, well, I don't really like making interchanges and intersections. I'm not very good at them. So I'm really happy this one is available in the game, and it takes a little fiddling around to place it and make it connect to the existing highway like this. And now it connects up to the existing road network. And now I'll make sure there are enough turning lanes. And yeah, this is one is there's a column over there, so I have to do this little different. Build this one first, and then make it connect up. Well, this is not really looking nice because it's I want it to be a little more even like this. And I get this nice. Well, I like it when it builds those walls. Now I connect it up. And yeah, this part can also be 3 lanes. I think that improves traffic flow. And this connects up to here. I do them again because if you let it do it automatically, you're never really going to be in the right position. So it sometimes make these lines cross over each other. So it's maybe best to do them by hand. This could be a little nicer. Maybe I will be changing this in the future so it's connecting in a 180-degree angle. I think that might be looking a little bit better. And this part of the will be the main access road to this part of town and this circle. And it connects all the way to this inner circle I've been building before. And the nice thing about this game is that you can snap like this, make it 90 degrees in both directions. So you have this perfect circle. And you can do it in like 2 goes, like you can see it. Now comes a little bit of a more difficult part. If you switch to these alleys, which I like to do, then it doesn't want to do this. So I do it by hand. And that's where you go a little bit off with every with every little mistake you make, you don't get the right angle. So it's not perfectly done, I guess. But this is a large circle, so in the end, you don't notice it anymore. And the next one will be a normal street again. And these ones do wrap around nicely. Here you can see the angles are a little bit off, but I don't want to spend ages doing this, so I do this a little bit more manually. And it's really a little bit off, but yeah, the center circle will be a university. This will be in the center of the circle. I would like it to be at a nice angle to the main road. And it's a little hard to do when you work with circles. And it's also a little hard to do this in the game. You can move things, but um, it's really difficult to snap buildings to roads in the distance to like this road. You can see it's a little bit off. So I'm trying to make a 90-degree angle here. And it's pretty okay, I guess. In the end, it turns out it's not okay. But I try to camouflage that a little bit, like you can see a little bit later. The nice thing is you can snap these pathways to the edge of this building. So it integrates a little bit more with the surroundings. Because all these buildings that come with the game are square. And I try to make it connect to this circular road, I mean. And I made it two directions. I thought this part of town will be mostly people walking, not so much using their cars, I guess, since everything they need is in walking range. And here I'm adding another pathway on this side of the university. And I try to make them, yeah, well, sort of connect to the existing pathways. Yeah, this university is really blocking this main road. So I thought a tunnel would be a good solution here, but it's a little difficult to build. I thought, well, maybe it needs a little nicer slope. So I'm removing this part and set the tool to a little bit finer. So you can see it's now minus 12.5 meters, and that's apparently deep enough to build the tunnel under this university while keeping quite an acceptable slope. And traffic can zoom underneath. And I connect up this road. And I connected this here. Try to make it a straight angle, 90-degree angle. And I do the same thing on this side. And connect up the pathways. And these alleys. So there are a little less crossings on the main road. I think that improves traffic flow. And now I figure out this area is not completely in the right angle. As you can see, as the parks are pretty close, you can see that it's a little off. That's a little frustrating, so I'm trying to hide it a little by moving the parks a little bit to the side. Sadly, we don't have Move It yet. Otherwise, it would be easy to rotate the whole area a little bit. But since we can't do that, and I didn't want to do it all over again, I try to hide this a little bit by yeah, trying different things. First, I try these zigzag patterns, but that makes it worse, makes it look worse. It's really easy in this game to make these angles nice and 90 degrees. But here you can see it will connect up to this tunnel for some reason. And it's just not okay. It's not symmetrical. That's because the angle is well, a little off. I don't know yet what caused this, but we'll have to deal with it. Now I try making a curve. I think that looks a little better. And a nice bridge in the middle, sort of in the middle. I think this is acceptable. Yeah, this doesn't want to connect, so I leave it as it is. I try adding more parks to raise the land value, but they all need a road connection, sadly. So maybe there are not enough parks as there is, or as there are. And this completes the circle again with a footpath. And the university is open for business. Now I try to connect up these circles like I did with the other ones. So going to the center and having a 90-degree angle at the next circle. And it's pretty difficult to do it in a right manner. Like you can see, I'm trying different times. And here I think I get it right. Now try to make an interesting shape on this circle and doing it a little different than I did with the other circles, since I think a little variation is always good. And here I have the idea of cutting this road a little back like I did with the university, but I leave it like this. Now it's time to do some zoning. I figured it would be nice to have some small apartment buildings on the ring around the university. Not there. This will be row houses. Since they all have a nice garden, I figured it would be nice to have these on this ring. And this main road is also well, I think suitable for some commercial. And then we move over to the lower density housing. There's quite a big difference in this game between low residential areas or low density residential areas and high density a- areas. If you use high density buildings, skyscrapers are gonna appear quite fast in this game. It makes it look, yeah, well, not very nice. Something in between would be greatly appreciated. And I fill this area with more low residential areas, low residential houses. And then we press play so we can have a little development of this area. As you can see, the other circles are quite developed already. And here I'm starting to think about public transport. This area doesn't have it yet. So I figured maybe a tram line from this station will be convenient for these citizens. And how will we be connecting this? It will not be a level crossing here. I figured maybe the tram goes over this road here to the next circle. And you can really easily do that. And down here again. I try to make it roughly have the same shape as the circle it's facing. And I do the same thing here. And here I do make a level crossing since I think this is the closest stop to the university. So I figured people would maybe want to walk the last little bit. And I do the same thing on this side. A little closer here because there's a little less room, but it's also a really small circle, so I think that it looks kind of okay. And here I figured I need to connect up to the inner ring. So this will be the end point of this line for now. Luckily, we don't have to make loops anymore. You can just have a dead end on a tram track, and it will be okay with that, and it just changes direction at the end of the line. And of course, we need a tram depot and some stops. I try to space them a little evenly, or in places where there is already a road, so you can travel with a tram from one circle to another and transfer to the train on the station. And just here over this bridge will be another stop. And it's quite a lengthy track, and eventually it will be continuing if this area develops any further. And now it's time to set up the line. You have to make sure you click the right side of the track. Then we go back the other way. All the way to the end, complete the line, so trams can start moving people. Now it's also time to connect this tram line to the street area, so people can get to the tram stops. The line isn't very well used. Maybe it's a little too far from the housing, but maybe this just has to grow a little. So you can see people are still moving in, so the traffic is a little busy. You have to use a different view to see where the tram stops actually are. They're very small, just a little sign. That's all you will see if you zoom in really to street level. And there's the first tram making its way around the track. And this dead end is there. It will be flashing all the time since it says no track connection, and that's right. But you cannot like say this is an end of the line. And this is where I start adding tram tracks to the middle ring. So you can get around easily on this side, all the way around. And it's really easy to do in this game. And I set up the line again. And I have a little photo mode set up. And you can see the result of my building. I did a little bit of camera. Like you can see, I did a little more zoning on the inner ring. I wanted to make it look like the buildings are rising higher and higher the further you go around the circle. And this is shot just before sunset. As you can see, the sun is really low and casting these big shadows. I think it looks amazing with this lighting. Just from another angle. Starting to glitch a little bit here, but it still looks nice. And having a little closer look at this circle I've been building in this video. Added two somewhat taller buildings, but I don't want to go too crazy in these circles. Maybe I will do another one with only high rises. This is where it's located in the city. If you've been following me, then you know on the islands there's pretty much already built. So I moved over to this area on the other side of the water on the mainland. I started this new city with this well, maybe extraordinary shape, but it's quite efficient. Traffic is flowing. People are using the tram, and yeah, this is about the end of this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so you know when I post new content. And I hope to see you next time in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.